folks, welcome to your daily reading. I am using the Light Seers Tarot, and I've laid your cards out in a Celtic cross. In the center, you've got the Eight of Cups. You're walking away from something that you've put a lot of emotional energy into. This involves a whole lot of emotional labor, and the cups aren't spilled over, but you are turning your back and walking away from them, possibly temporarily. And what's crossing you, or in this case your challenge, is doing shadow work while, or I should say after you walk away temporarily. That's when you start doing shadow work. In this particular case, the Moon card points towards the past, and here is your past card. This is the Four of Cups. There's a thunderstorm going on if you hear a whole lot of noise, okay? I apologize. You chose to take an opportunity from the universe. It was offered to you, and you said, yes, I'm going to work hard to become a more spiritual being, to reach my best and my highest self. I'm going to do the shadow work necessary. I choose to do this. This was a difficult choice for a lot of you to make. Choosing to do shadow work actively and choosing to fire on all cylinders when it comes to reaching your best and your highest good, that's hard. That's hard, and you are to be respected for choosing this, okay? Spirit blesses your behavior. They think you're doing great, okay? And this is where I see you working towards becoming the King of Wands, in a sense, someone who is fire on fire energy, someone who knows when to take action and moves fast. This is very heavy fire zodiac sign energy: Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So this is a learning to drive for justice, for yourself, for others, for minority groups, for people who are disadvantaged. This has a lot to do with learning how to become this particular person. I wonder if I'm not speaking to a younger individual who maybe has just graduated and is about to move off to college, in which case, congratulations. I hope that you have great, wonderful adventures, but also I see you as potentially temporarily leaving home and learning how to do things on your own. Be the master of everything that you do. You decide when you're going to go here, or hang out with friends, or study, or grocery shopping, like literally the day-to-day life of existing. I feel like you're learning how to do this. I do feel like you are stepping outside of your comfort zone with this particular stuff. It feels like you're just getting started with exploring stuff, and you're kind of hesitant about this. You might feel kind of emotional about this. I definitely sense that you're talking about this quite a bit. But yeah, just getting started, making plans to move forward and start exploring what it's going to be like to live on your own, for instance, starting a whole new life for yourself, but starting those careful steps. The Knight of Wands has kind of teenager-ish energy, and please don't misunderstand, I'm not talking down to anyone, but it's a youthful, energetic kind of feeling. It's a late spring when everything's out and growing and all that kind of good stuff. It gives that kind of energy. You're going to learn to dance to the beat of your own drum, and that's a stair step to getting eventually into your King of Wands, someone who knows what they're doing and why they're doing it. They have a reason for existence. They know what their purpose is. They're in alignment with their spirituality. You're going to be growing into that, or at least you're going to be given an opportunity to grow into that, and I hope you take advantage. Learning to dance to the beat of your own drum with the Knight of Wands, and in your future you have a Ten of Wands in reverse. You're going to be going back home, and it's going to be a different set of burdens that you're going to be carrying on this back. for some reason Pluto in Aquarius is popping into my mind. There may be something that you discovered during your time away from this particular situation you walked away from, whether you're a young person who's just graduated and is going off to college, or you're an older person who is temporarily walking away from something in order to do shadow work, in order to go through the maturing process, learning to see things how they really, really are, and not just seeing things on the surface. You're going to be learning how to see things on a below the surface level. You're going to be coming home with a different set of burdens. Pluto in Aquarius is no fucking joke, let me just say. The last time we saw Pluto in Aquarius was starting in 1777, I believe, and went in until the late 1790s. So that was a long, extraordinary transit where there were a lot of revolutions in how humans fought each other in wars, how religions conducted themselves, what art got put out, what was appreciated, that kind of thing. We're in this era right now. It just started this year, and there might be something about the work that you do in the shadows, the shadow aspect of yourself, that gives you new things to carry around on your back. I don't know that it's possible. It's extremely rare for a person to live a completely burden-free lifestyle. It is possible, but you need to be quite enlightened, elevated, evolved, that kind of thing. I just see you as being quite possibly deeply discouraged. Like you left with one set of burdens, you're coming back with a new set, like you might be quite discouraged and disillusioned with the world. I wonder if some of you won't try to have jobs that take advantage of you, and you come home defeated, like you were never going to leave home, but you didn't plan on going home like this, right? You always meant to go back eventually. There's a lot of emotional investment wherever you've left, but this suggests to me that that in the future will be quite disillusioned with the world. If I'm speaking to an American, I feel like you're going to be discouraged with the way the United States is going and how it's treating its neighbors. I'm also getting that Canada, there might be some real conflict in Canada in those years that kind of deeply discourage you, and Spirit wants you to know that you are not to lose hope as best as possible. Don't give up. You need to concentrate your energies in justice. And ultimately, there's quite a bit of fire energy here, which I associate with justice, moving towards bettering humanity, that kind of thing. Now, it's interesting. I've got 3 fire energies, and I've got 3 water energies in the cross of your Celtic cross, which tells me about opposing energies that you're going to need to learn to balance. They don't exactly coexist well together. You can douse a fire with too much water. And if there's too much fire, let's say you've got a grass fire, for instance, that's going to evaporate any water. It's going to make it a whole lot harder to put out a fire. But under the right circumstances, such as boiling water for us humans, for instance, whenever we need to cook food, that's when water and fire work together well. You're going to need to find a way to harness the energies associated with this oppositional fire and water energy, evenly balanced, I should say. Like, there's potentially already some deep form balance already within you, but if not, you're going to need to find a way to make those opposing energies work. What do I mean by fire versus water? Water has to do with intuition, feelings, compassion, love for other people. Fire has to do with taking action. It has to do with sex. It has to do with motivation. It has to do with spirituality, creativity, drive, motivation. It's what fuels us and pushes us forward. You need the perfect balance, and you need to have both elements working together as much as possible. It's going to look different for everybody. There may be some days where you want to take action, but you're in your feelings. Somehow you're going to need to balance that out. It's going to look different for everybody. Okay? Let's move on to the rod part of your Celtic cross. In your advice position, you've got the king of Pentacles. Here you are being asked to come into power when it comes to you being in charge of your own finances. This might be learning how to spend money wisely in such a way that it sustains you well into the future in case of emergencies, that kind of thing. And also look into like investing. Is there some micro investing that you can take advantage of? That's going to do a lot to help the burdens come off and help a lot when it comes to what burdens you take on as you grow up or as you become disillusioned with the world. What's the difference? Are you going to allow Spirit to guide you through your disillusionment? Just because you become disillusioned with the world doesn't mean that you stay there. It's okay to be in that stage for a while, but then you need to move on and you need to take action, okay? And that could be part of this. You learn how to become the master, the king, if you will, the manager, the top dog, the owner of the business. This is how, or you know what, maybe you want to start your own small business, for instance. Go to college or go start a trade. Do something that will help you start your own small business and start working on a local level, for instance. There's a lot that you can do to become the ultimate master of your material existence. What makes our physical bodies comfortable? What enhances the body-mind connection? Hey, you know what? This could be becoming a yoga teacher in the sense that not only can you start your own yoga school if you want, yoga studio, but you can also become the master of your own body and really enhance the connection between your body and your mind. The body has its own mind, and if it can work in tandem with our brain mind, then we're in a much stronger place. Okay? Here with your environment card, you've got the Two of Swords. It's in reverse. You've made a choice. There's no going back. It's possible that you selected your school. You're setting things up. You're getting ready to move out and head on into the fall. And in that case, congratulations. I can feel like you've got some butterflies in your stomach, like you're very nervous about this. And that's completely new. This is a Fool kind of situation in the sense that this is the very first card of the tarot of the tarot deck. And while the Fool doesn't appear in this particular reading, it definitely gives off that kind of energy. This is starting a whole new way of things, and you're not sure what to expect. All you know is to take a leap of faith, and you're hoping that the universe has your back. And it will, especially when you're choosing to do the maturing process of becoming more spiritually mature, becoming more mindful, emotionally mature, all that kind of good stuff. The universe blesses this behavior, and I see you as being a really cool person, okay? Here in your hopes and your fears, I see this primarily as hopes. You're hoping to grow something that will bear fruit for you later on. Here's something that this particular card recommends. With the Seven of Pentacles, some people call this the lazy card, and I can see how that is the case in reverse. But in the upright position, that's about knowing when to leave your crops alone, when to leave the results of, like, when to rest, for instance. Like, are you going to study? Are you going to go to work? Or do you need some sleep? That's something that you're going to be learning how to ask yourself. And I hope that you prioritize your body and mind connection. Your body is smart and will let your mind know when it needs something. And this is going to be a great time to learn how to come into complete tandem with it, how to learn to work with it almost as perfectly as you can possibly work. That's going to take practice. So learn first and foremost when to till your crops or when to leave them alone. It's going to be different for everybody, but don't wear yourself out. If you, or you know what, especially keep your body, keep your mind in such a place that you're not going to classes or going through the world and experiencing it with a mind that's in deep need of healing, okay? We don't ask people to run a marathon on a broken leg. There's no reason that you should take on the world and exploring it without healing your mind first, okay? Definitely take breaks, go to therapy, just not because you need it per se, but because, it's something that can be deeply helpful to a lot of us, okay? I hope that you find a therapist that works well with you. This is definitely something to work on over time. These are results that grow slowly. It's not quick at all. In fact, Pentacles energy is all about slow energy, okay? Your last card, the outcome, is the Knight of Pentacles, and that's you moving slowly and exploring how you're going to establish yourself permanently in the future. This is you learning to become this particular person. Maybe you're going in for a business degree or something to do with finances. In that case, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that you've found a great program that's going to be a perfect fit for you. I also hope that you find a bunch of cool friends that you can hang out with that will grow your mindset, whether that's you going to school or you learning to start a business or you working for somebody and learning to have your own business while working for somebody else. This is a cool time for you. Okay, that's enough, folks. I was asking Spirit if I should draw more cards. They say no. Therefore, I will close out this video, and congratulations again. I wish you a wonderful journey to self-exploration and self-love. And have a good day.